to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Happy Monday, my AKA Padders. Yes, late drop today. I'm going to get into it, but first we need to talk about movie. I watched this movie last week. Absolutely loved it. Fell in love with it almost immediately. And I knew what I was getting into. And sometimes, like, this is a little bit of the magic of the film going experience. Where it, like you watch the right movie at the right time. Now, it could be new to you, it could be a movie that you haven't seen. Just for example, I recently put on Spider-Man. Yes, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi masterpiece, maybe the greatest superhero origin movie of all time. I put that movie on, and it just recaptured me, pulled me in, and I speak of this often, where a lot of times, like, you're watching something and it feels like you're watching it for the first time, and you may know the ending and know a plot twist, and it's not just only great movies do that to you. A lot of times you can really engage in a scene to scene scenario where you want to know what happens next, and that's the higher level of the film going experience. It's a little bit of like Shangri-La, like it's the glowing city on top of the hill, and you're arriving to it. Watching Sarah's Oil, it was very similar to that, and we have to give a lot of credit to our co-writer and director, Cyrus Nosrath. Oh God, take a shot every time I butcher a name. This guy has been involved with some heavy movies in the past. Maybe we'll breach them, maybe we won't. But I want to just speak of this movie because this movie is new. It's available right now on Amazon Prime. It's from Amazon, Amazon and MGM Studios, and it tells the story of a girl who finds oil on her parents' property, on their land. And we're in an age of segregation. We're in an age where it's okay to be openly, just the level that these people were at one time, or some of these individuals, because it's not everyone, but just the level of racism towards African Americans at this time. There's something that happens, I feel, when you watch these types of movies where you immediately just like get angry. It's almost like rage bait, but it's like it feels justified. And some of you, I guess, like, right, like, I guess some of you might call me woke just for those comments, but I think it's a storytelling position. I think it's a technique. It's a low hanging fruit. It's effective. It works. And here it is. And then we have Zachary Levi, who I didn't realize he was in this movie until I started watching. He plays a Texan that basically takes this young girl under his wing, and now they're going to go to the mattresses, if you will. I was just watching. I was just watching You've Got Mail with all the Godfather references in that. It's almost like Godfather references on top of Godfather references. If that means anything, but yeah, where he's going to bat for this young girl. So we have an uphill battle. There's a war happening. Now, this movie is, I always put this movie in the vein of Old Yeller, of Black Beauty. They're innocent, they're lighthearted, but they're also heavy. Easily digestible, maybe if that term applies. I like good movie. I like to classify this as a good movie. And Zachary Levi brings in a level of warmth. And, his character, not perfect, makes a couple bad decisions by the end of this movie. Rewatching this movie, and we speak of the film going experience sometimes in the context of, when I rewatch a movie, will the movie itself affect me differently? Thus, the film going experience has changed. I have a feeling if I rewatch this movie, and maybe to give you guys a little bit of a clue, if you're going to check this out, Zachary Levi's character makes a run of decisions that potentially cost someone their life. Now, there's a little bit of a course correction within the story. It all coagulates. We have a wonderful closing narration at the end. I was hoping for like a little bit of a Forrest Gump hook with the closing narration where it's like, and then we build a house for the Steve Jobs family or something. And it's just like, oh my God, they're billionaires at this point. The bloodline is set forever. So there's parts of his character that I want to re-experience. But this movie, it's just wonderful. It's wonderfully directed, written, shot. The girl in this movie, the little kid, holy crap. Nia Desire Johnson. Her performance as a young woman who is forthright, who is rigid, who is exact, and in some way more of a grown-up than the grown-ups that she's toe-to-toe with some of them at tables. She's sharp, she's quick-witted. It's exactly the type of movie I was in the mood for when I watched it. Sometimes I crave characters. Her character's name was Sarah Rector, because it's Sarah's oil. I like quick-witted, snappy characters. And sometimes, it's just maybe the course of the week, maybe the home life, maybe work, maybe your brain just feels a little bit rattled and beat up a little bit. But her performance just nails this character type. So much so, it can, as a child actor, it's to be measured against moving forward. Cinematography, because we got to talk about it, because this movie just looks beautiful. I don't know, like, budget, this movie was made for $20 million. Johnny Durango, this is our boy. He makes this movie look like a $30 million movie. I'm quickly searching him. Let's see, can I find, he has an Instagram. Good for him. Doesn't have an Wikipedia. He does have an IMDb. Johnny, if you ever listen to this, we're going into your IMDb, so brace yourself. Flight Risk. AKAPADers, go back to the Flight Risk was my 2025 thriller of the year. AKAPADers. That movie, being a single room movie, because we're relatively in one position. Cinematography, spectacular. Now, right hand man, no. Unsung hero, no. Let's see if we have anything else. Oh, he also did Mel Gibson. Okay, so he's a little bit of a Gibson boy. He did Fat Man with Mel Gibson. That's the Santa Claus one. Wonderful cinematography in that too. And it really, like, if we just take that, if we take Fat Man, Flight Risk in this movie, we have a little bit of a kaleidoscope of color and intention. Wonderful work, Johnny. You deserve a lot of credit. I'll tell you right now, I'm probably the only one praising it on this level, because I know how a lot of these reviews get rolled out. And Sarah's oil here's the depressing thing. AKAPAD, as fun and great of a movie this is, I think in the 80s this movie would have dominated Free Willy, for example. This movie would have went on. People might have even spoke Oscar buzz a little bit of this movie. They would have. This movie would have come back up during awards season. Now it gets dropped. It goes into the realms of forgetfulness. And if it's not a $300 million Netflix movie directed by the Russos that everyone hates, it doesn't get spoken of. And that's the depressing thing. But what we do here, guys, I know there's so many of you that are with me on this walk, on this journey of the film buff. We're only interested in the good movies, right? And if they're bad movies, we're interested in the conversation around maybe why it didn't hit. But for me, I don't know, AKAPADers. I just think we're a little bit of a golden age. And if Amazon is making billions of dollars dropping packages off, and they can put $15 million towards a movie like this, I think just as like a culture, we're for like yeah, like we're for the better. I'm expecting a couple Amazon deliveries today, but AKAPAD, check this movie out. Sarah's Oil. It is top notch. Zachary Levi, I love his performance. I get a little bit upset now when I see him because he was so perfect in as Captain Marvel in Shazam, and I just feel like they buried that Fury of the Gods movie. I feel like they could have built the entire new DC universe around his perfectly cast and performance as Captain Marvel / Shazam. AK Powers. This is a great movie. Go check it out. I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.